Right now, as you read these words, your brain is actively working to keep you broke. You think you have a money problem, a luck problem, or a bad boss problem. You don't. You have a biological hostage situation happening inside your skull. Every time you try to save money, start a side hustle, or dream of a life where you don't check your bank balance before buying groceries, a primitive, walnut-shaped part of your brain called the amygdala triggers an invisible emergency brake. It's not a metaphor. It's raw science. Your brain is hardwired to view a massive shift in your income as a literal life or death threat, and it will destroy your financial efforts just to keep you safe in the struggle you're used to. Let's blow the doors off the biggest lie the world told you, the myth that rich people just work harder than you. Look at the data. The global research firm Gallup tracked working populations worldwide and found that nearly 70% of people feel utterly trapped and exhausted by their financial realities. You aren't lazy. You are running an ancient survival software on modern hardware. If hard work equaled wealth, single mothers working 3 jobs and construction workers busting their backs in the sun would be billionaires. Instead, they are caught in a neurological loop of poverty. When you grow up in a household where money is a source of arguments, stress, and anxiety, which applies to over 80% of the middle and lower class, your brain physically adapts to that environment. Researchers at the Max Planck Institute discovered that chronic financial stress actually shrinks the gray matter in your prefrontal cortex, the exact part of your brain responsible for making smart choices, spotting opportunities, and planning for the future. Read that again. The very stress of wanting more money physically damages the tool you need to get it. It creates a brutal cycle. Financial stress damages the brain, a damaged brain makes desperate decisions lead to more financial loss, and the cycle repeats. You've been blaming your lack of willpower, but the game was rigged inside your neural pathways before you even had a chance. Consider the shocking math of lottery winners. Data shows that 70% of people who suddenly win huge windfalls go completely bankrupt within 5 years. Why? Because their internal financial thermostat is set to survival. When sudden abundance enters their lives, their brain doesn't celebrate, it panics. It experiences a massive spike in internal anxiety because the environment feels unfamiliar. To relieve that agonizing tension, the subconscious mind orchestrates reckless spending, terrible investments, or sudden laziness to burn through the cash and drag them back down to the baseline of struggle that the brain recognizes as safe. Your brain would literally rather keep you broke and familiar than rich and uncomfortable. But what if the barrier isn't your intelligence or your background? What if there is a gatekeeper in your brainstem called the reticular activating system, RAS, that is filtering your entire reality? Your brain is flooded with billions of bits of information every second, but you can only consciously process a tiny fraction of it. The RAS decides what you see and what gets deleted. If your internal narrative is, money is hard to get, people like me don't get rich, or the economy is ruined, your RAS will literally blind you to financial opportunities sitting right in front of your face. You could walk past a life-changing opportunity or a high-paying gig, and your brain will actively erase it from your perception to keep your internal worldview consistent. You aren't missing chances because they don't exist, your brain is hiding them from you. So how do you stop your brain from blocking your money? It doesn't take a business degree or working 20 hours a day. It takes a rapid, minutes-long neurological intervention to rewrite the script. The first step is breaking the anxiety loop using a technique called pattern interruption. The exact moment you feel that familiar knot in your stomach, whether it's looking at a past due bill, checking your dwindling balance, or hesitating to ask for a raise, your brain is launching its automated survival script. It takes exactly 90 seconds for that stress chemical to flush through your body. The moment the panic hits, do not fight it and do not try to think positive. Instead, radically change your physical body. Stand up straight, shift your posture, and change your breathing to a deep 4-second inhale and a slow 8-second exhale. By changing your physical state, you intercept the chemical cascade. You prove to your amygdala that looking at your finances is not a life-threatening emergency, instantly decoupling money from fear. The second step is reprogramming your biological filter through neural enactment. Every single night right before you fall asleep, and every morning the moment you wake up, your brainwaves naturally drop into a highly suggestible, relaxed frequency called alpha and theta. This is when the security guard of your analytical mind is asleep. Do not waste this time scrolling on your phone looking at things you can't afford, which only reinforces scarcity. Instead, spend just 3 minutes vividly simulating your financial freedom. Do not just look at a number, feel the physical sensation of relief in your chest. Feel the weight of confidence in your shoulders knowing your bills are paid automatically. Rehearse the calm tone of your voice when you no longer have to worry. Because the brain cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and reality, it physically begins to rewire itself, forcing your RAS to start scanning your daily life for paths to match that wealth. The final step is microdosing abundance to trick your internal thermostat. You cannot expect your nervous system to accept a millionaire lifestyle overnight without triggering a massive panic attack. You must expand your comfort zone incrementally. Go sit in the lobby of the most luxurious hotel in your city and buy a single cup of coffee. Do not look around like a tourist or an outsider. Sit there until the environment feels completely normal, boring, and safe to your nervous system. Walk through wealthy neighborhoods. By exposing your brain to higher financial frequencies in a controlled way, you rewrite your old conditioning. You teach your primitive mind that wealth is not a danger zone, it is a place where you belong. The invisible cage holding you back is entirely self-generated by a brain that is trying to protect a past version of you. It takes just minutes of deliberate, tactical focus to disarm the survival mechanism and force your brain to stop blocking your money. Turn off the stress, reset your filter, and step into the reality you were actually meant to live. The fourth step to permanently unlock your financial brain is the 24-hour microwin strategy. Your brain loves dopamine, the chemical of reward and motivation. When you are stuck in a lower to middle class income loop, your brain gets addicted to the dopamine of despair, the quick fix of complaining about bills or buying cheap, instant comforts to forget the stress. You must hijack this system. Very single day, force yourself to secure one microwin that takes less than 5 minutes but moves your financial needle forward. Sell one old item on an online marketplace, cancel that one unused streaming subscription you forgot about, or read exactly 5 pages of a financial book. By executing these tiny, undeniable victories, you trigger a healthy dopamine spike associated with managing money rather than losing it. You train your brain to stop viewing money as an enemy and start viewing it as a game you are actively winning, 1 inch at a time. Finally, you must implement environmental neurological auditing. Your brain is equipped with mirror neurons that unconsciously copy the habits, vocabulary, and financial fears of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your inner circle constantly talks about how the system is rigged, how everything is too expensive, or how we will never get ahead, your brain treats those statements as absolute survival laws. You don't need to cut off your friends or family entirely, but you must strictly audit what enters your ears. Replace just 30 minutes of daily doom scrolling or gossiping with high-value audiobooks, podcasts, or interviews of people who view money as an abundant, accessible tool. By forcing your brain to listen to the language of financial confidence daily, your mirror neurons will naturally begin to mimic that mindset. You will slowly find yourself speaking, thinking, and acting like someone who commands wealth, naturally dissolving the mental blocks that kept you trapped for years.